You're going to get married without having tested the waters and had sex? What if there was absolutely no spark or no chemistry? Shut up!
Dang, bro. I think this is the first time Paul's ever gotten fired up over something. I'm blown away, guys. This is kind of sexy.
What's up, you guys? How you doing? I'm Paul.
I'm Morgan.
And this is
Paul and Morgan, the Paulandmorganshow.
Today's video is on saving yourself for marriage. Is anyone actually waiting? Morgan, you shared a comment with me the other day. Tell them what the comment was.
We actually just recently got a message on Instagram.
That's what it was. Shout out.
Follow us. But she was just saying, are people actually waiting to have sex until marriage? I am really struggling because I want to do it. I feel really guilty for that. I know that God would be upset with me.
But all my friends are doing it and they seem so happy doing it.
Yeah.
Even the Christian friends are having sex. And I feel like I'm missing out.
And also we've just received other messages.
A ton of them. I just got a message yesterday. My boyfriend and I, we don't want to have sex, but we've been crossing other physical boundary lines that we've created. And we're on the path to crossing our virginity lines. Is that how you say it? Guys, if you're new here, we are making Christian advice videos on life, love, and dating to help you have hope.
And be free.
So subscribe. So Morgan, is anyone waiting to have sex until marriage?
I do think that most people are probably not waiting to have sex. I think that it's just become very lax.
To me, it's just kind of obvious. It would seem that our generation, it is more lax. People are crossing those lines that having sex, and it's not really a big deal. Why is it that so many Christian couples are not saving sex for marriage?
I think that Christian or non-Christian people might go into a relationship and be like, yeah, no, I don't plan on having sex with this person. And then like the physical connection starts happening and then boundaries aren't set, or they are, but they're really like laid back boundaries. Like people don't go into a relationship anymore being like, this, and this is not happening. Yeah,
you look like a total weirdo or legalistic freak if you go into a relationship like, we're writing out our boundaries.
And this is where I messed up. Was it's one thing to go into a relationship and say, I'm not having sex until marriage. It's another thing to go into a relationship and be like, listen, I'm not having sex until marriage, and this is how we're going to make sure that doesn't happen, and like set very specific boundaries and stick to them.
Morgan, it just reminds me, we were just reading in the Word today. It was talking about holiness. How do you get to holiness? And it's not just something that kind of falls in your lap. It says, you know, embrace correction, embrace discipline, practice. And that applies to certain things in the Christian walk. I think it would apply here. Like, practice doing the right thing. God instructs us with certain ways to live, certain ways to walk in obedience. In that exact passage we were reading, it was such a good passage, you guys. It's Hebrews 12. It said, you know, don't be sexually immoral. It straight up says it. Like, Paul is talking to the church saying, guys, don't be sexually immoral. Like, we can try to act like grace, you know, extends to everybody and everybody's okay to just live. But like, there are instructions in the Word. The Apostle Paul, he kind of cracks down on certain things. I mean, anything that's hindering your relationship with God, and saying, guys, get rid of it. Leave the past behind and press forward to what lies ahead. So yeah, don't be content just being okay with your sin.
Yeah, and be willing to be disciplined by God and to discipline yourself and saying like, no, we set this boundary, we're not going to cross it. Because we've had someone message us before and say like, we set these boundaries, but now that we're together, I think it's okay if we cross this boundary. And we're like, no, you set that boundary for a reason. Don't let your feelings get in the way of those boundaries that you set that were probably given to you by God. The wisdom of the Lord was probably in that when you were setting those boundaries.
Guys, we are not saying we are holier than thou. I set very strict boundaries for Morgan and I's relationship, and they were so hard to keep. Man, like, I wanted to kiss her so bad. I mean, one of my boundaries was, you know, we're not going to kiss. I set that boundary, and it was so difficult to keep it. And eventually, after I asked her parents if I could marry her, I did kiss her. And honestly, even though I waited that long to kiss her, if I would have gone back, I would have waited even longer to kiss her. The more that you can save, the more you can save for your wedding day, for when you actually tie the knot into a covenant relationship, the better.
And you got the rest of your life to help them become good kissers.
I am such a good kisser now. But you do. You have the rest of your life.
So who cares?
Who cares?
People are like, but what if you get married and they're bad kiss her.
I'm so over that argument.
You literally...
What if you get married and you don't have sexual chemistry? It develops. When you get married, there's going to be growth, literally in every area, and it applies to sex too. Because we've had a number of comments. You're going to get married without having tested the waters and had sex? What if there is absolutely no spark or no chemistry? Shut up. Trust the Lord. Can you guys trust the Lord in every area of your life? I know it's tough.
We're just gonna put it out there. Following the Lord and disciplining yourself, it's stinking hard.
Being obedient to the Lord is not gonna be easy all the time. Sometimes it's just super blessed and super easy, and sometimes it's not. So what are you gonna choose? To crumble and to just accept a lifestyle of sin?
Though the walk and following the Lord is hard, our eyes are not set on the wants and desires of this world. Like, we should, our mind needs to be set on heaven. We need to have a heaven mindset, a kingdom mindset. So don't focus so much on the things that are of this world.
You feel like you're missing out on.
Like, I am literally saying that I have learned this stuff the hard way. Like, I am coming from you, telling you from past experience, it is so much better to just let the Lord lead. To just fight those wants and desires, because they're so fleeting. Like, they just come and go. Morgan
came to a place in one previous relationship where she was literally sick. Like, she was sick almost all the time. And she came to a place one day where she was sitting on the floor, like, weeping. And she was like, God is not pleased with me. For those of you who always say, and again, I keep going off, but it's like, God is so pleased with you all the time. No. If you're walking in disobedience, he's not pleased with that. Guys, if you feel like you're stuck in a situation where you are crossing these boundaries and you know deep down, you know that you're not pleasing the Lord with your lifestyle, don't overthink it and don't start letting fear creep in and be like, but what if I leave and so, or this is going to happen? Here's a perfect testimony. She left and didn't look back. God is going to bless you. He's going to be there for you. He's not going to leave you dry if you are choosing to follow him.
No, he is not. And I mean, literally only a few months later, after getting out of all of that, after stepping into like more freedom and stuff, I met Paul, a hubby. So, to answer your question, young lady, is it worth saving sex for marriage? Absolutely. 1,000 bazillion % yes.
I know it's hard. And that's why we're having these conversations. We look to the Word of God and we know that it's the right thing to do.
I just want everyone to know, all of you guys who are thinking about sex and thinking about wanting to have it and having those desires, like, those desires are put in you for a reason. Sex is not bad. It's a beautiful thing. I've said that before. Yeah. And God, like, gave you those desires. But the world is making those desires very twisted and making you think that you should be doing it now and that you should have what you want right now.
That you're gonna regret it if you don't have it right now.
Yeah, and
that's the lie. That's the opposite.
Oh, that's a lie from hell. Like, Satan totally wants, he told Jesus, like, I'll give you everything you want as long as you bow down to me. And Jesus is like, no, it's worth the wait, guys. It's worth the wait to just wait and let God do it in the right way. Let God take care of those desires in the right way. Something that you could do if you are struggling with that is start writing love letters to your husband, your future husband, or your future wife. Like, start writing things out and just like, so that way you have like somewhat of an image in your mind that like these desires will be fulfilled one day to this special perfect person for me. Like,
do you give them permission to get a little bit steamy in their love letters?
If you want to get a little steamy, you go for it.
I don't know, okay.
Private letters to only your future husband, and they only get them after the wedding day.
No comment on that.
Hey, you got a little steamy in your letters that you sent me. Give a thumbs up to this video if you found it thought-provoking.
Comment below and let us know if you agree with us and encourage the fam with your experiences. If you disagree, let us know too and we'll start up that conversation. Guys, if you're not a patron, click the link below because we would love to go deeper with you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We'll catch you again very soon. Have hope.
And be free. Set a wedding date or reevaluate. Ooh! Oh, that's good.
That's good.